The biggest problem is people don't have faith, right? Though they go to church or they go to temples or they pray to whoever they believe in. But end of the day, it's just mechanics because the faith is missing.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Onion Soup. And today we're greeted by Miss Smitha. How are you doing today?
Right? I'm good, Dexter. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So I'm really excited to dive into the work that you're doing. I know that you're a life coach, numerologist, a Reiki grandmaster, you do tarot reading, you're a shamanic healer. There's so many aspects and facets to who you are.
So,
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started and what you're doing.
okay. So actually, I've always been very psychic and very interested in spirituality since my childhood. I used to sit with many saints and sadhus, as we call them in India, the sages who roam the temples, and I would ask them very deep questions. I used to read the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and other spiritual texts. I was very keen to know what is life, why things are happening in life, why there are good and evil people, why, the different questions would keep coming in my mind, why people are suffering and all that. So I was seeking answers for that. So I used to always be interested in these topics. Then when I lost my father at an early age, so it disturbed me completely. And then I didn't know how to get over that, feeling. So I went into healing. That's when I started my healing journey, doing Reiki. And then it just kept on going. Like it's almost 26, 27 years almost that I've been doing. Then the more deeper you go in healing and the more you try to learn, the more you realize how little you know about the spiritual world. It's so vast and there's so much to know and understand about yourself, about the world, about life, about people. So I just keep learning every day, just keep doing new and new things. And
Mm.
that's how it goes. Yeah.
Wow, so I agree with you. The spiritual world is so vast, and the more you learn, the more you realize you truly just don't know anything, and there's always something else around the corner. So, one thing I want to dive into is the topic of Dharma. What is Dharma, and can you clarify how we can adjust our Dharma and grow into our spirituality?
Wonderful. That's a very beautiful and very important question you have answered. So I'm sure it will help everyone. There's a lot of confusion I see in people regarding dharma and religion. What is mythology and other stories that we see, or whatever you call it. But it's a very clear distinction. In India, we call Sanatan Dharma. That means a dharma which exists always, beyond religion, beyond everything. And that is exactly what we call spirituality in the new age. Dharma is spirituality. Dharma is always choosing to do the right thing
Mm,
in every given situation, whether we are being observed by people or not, we are alone. But every time, in every situation, we choose to do the right thing. And yesterday, someone asked me a very interesting question: how to know what is the right thing? You know, so how to know? See, there will always be two parts when a question comes in your life, or the one part will always be easier and more lucrative. One part will be less lucrative and it will have less benefits and it will be more difficult. But your conscience knows that this is the right path. I may not see immediate gain, but in the long run, I will sleep well. I will have more peace and contentment in my heart. The easier path will always give immediate benefits, but then it will take you down the drain, or it's a very slippery slope. So once you slip, you keep going down in the valley of bad and evil. So it's very easy to slip and fall. So that's the place you have to choose the difficult path. because that will be the dharmic path, or that which is righteous, which is whatever feels right and good, to you, which will bring you peace, not make you happy in the moment, but long term peace, contentment, satisfaction, which brings gratitude in you. That is the right path to take. And all the paths that, or all the actions you do, keeping that in mind. And that is what dharma is about. That is what spirituality is also about. Being aware, am I taking this decision from a selfish place? Am I doing this out of greed? Am I doing this out of revenge towards someone? Am I doing it out of lust? So we know in our hearts, we know our consciousness always keeps prodding us, what is right and wrong. We have to listen. So we have to quiet all the other devils screaming in our mind, and we have to listen to our soul. That will give you the right answer only and the right guidance and show you what dharma is. Dharma is not very difficult.
Mm,
It is
so
just listening to your soul.
you mentioned how Dharma a lot of times is the path that is a little bit more difficult. Does that mean that the difficult path is always the right path?
No, it doesn't mean that. But usually doing the right thing is always difficult for you. Or there may be some resistance, or some, you will be holding on to certain, we see, we all have our traumas, pains, coping mechanisms, and everything,
Mhm,
which are the cycles we have built over time. What we went through in our childhood, we have developed those coping mechanisms, and even in adult life, we continue those patterns and cycles. But we know in our this is not right. Whether we are addicted to some substances or doing anything else, procrastinating or indulging in anything, we know it's not right, but we can't stop ourselves from doing it because it's become a default programming, right? So we know that not doing it and doing something else, getting up, doing that, waking up early in the morning, not picking up that cigarette or not picking up that bottle, we know it's difficult, right? So, but we know that's the right thing for us to do.
mm.
So, whatever our mind is resisting and which we feel is difficult, that is the right part we have to take.
So when we're talking about events that are not just in our current lives and our past lives, and we have to keep repeating these cycles until we ultimately get it right for our soul and for our spirit, what
Absolutely.
role does that play in karma? And what is karma?
Okay, good question again. So, most people are confused that karma is your action. Most people say what you do is your karma. No, karma is not your action. Karma is the intention behind your action.
Mhm,
See, a mother slaps her child. It's not bad karma because the intention is right. She's trying to discipline the child. But a same lady goes out and slaps a stranger, it becomes bad karma.
mhm.
It's the same slap, but the place, the intention makes it right or wrong. So we may do good things with bad intentions. I've seen a lot of people, they go and do charity, but they take photos and they, publish it and they want to prove they are good people. That's not good karma. And some people, like the soldiers, they are killing so many people on the border, but they are protecting their country. So that becomes a good karma. Because you got it how? Different.
Interesting. So, how exactly are karma and dharma related then? Because if dharma is doing the right thing and karma is
Yeah.
the intention behind the action, what's
Yeah.
the relation between those?
Okay. Wonderful. So whenever we have to do a karma or take a action, right? We have to check our dharma. How to check our dharma? Find out what is my intention behind it. Am I doing charity because I want to publicize it and, you know, prove that I'm a good person? Or I want some photo ops? Or I'm doing it out of genuine gratitude and service and compassion? That's will decide how my karma is. So when I choose to take the higher path, like, no, I don't care if my photograph is not clicked. I'll give quietly. I don't want to publicize it. So I'm doing good karma. That is my service because my intention is good. My intention is service and compassion. So where my intention changes, my karma becomes my good or bad karma. Then your karma gets counted. When your karma is good, when your intention is good, your karma automatically becomes good.
mm,
Even if it's like to the public, it may appear that it is not the right thing, like killing a person, like we said. But the intention was right, self-protection. Then that karma also becomes the good karma, or you're saving someone's life. So it's very important to pay attention to your own motivation and intention behind doing any action in your life.
interesting. So basically, it doesn't matter about societal's idea and perspective on morality.
Not at all. Not at all. Actually, today's society has so much distorted the concepts of good, bad, ugly, evil, and it's pathetic, actually. And I have never followed what the society believes or the society propagates or the latest fashion because it's all coming from materialism and it's coming from marketing. You know, they just need to sell their products. Basic and simple logic. You know, people are either trying to earn more money or get more status or become more famous. So if the intention is not correct, the product will never be correct. You have to do what suits you and what you think is right and what agrees and makes you feel with your soul, how you feel it in your soul. So the more you connect to your soul, so actually, if you go to see spirituality is knowing yourself, nothing else, nothing outside you. You have to just know what I am. Who am I? What do I like? What do I don't like? What are my morals? What are my ethics? What are my values? What is the right that I can do? What is the wrong that I have the habit of doing that I can let go? We have to be in constant observation and awareness of ourselves. That is spirituality. Nothing else.
Hmm.
Open your mind and expand your consciousness. Welcome to Chakra Wonders, where style meets soul. Designed to uplift your energy and inspire your path to higher awareness. Every piece is a reflection of the cosmos and the power within you. Explore our collection and discover what resonates with your soul. Visit chakrawonders.com and step into conscious living. Chakra Wonders, conscious style for a conscious world.
So, what about individuals whom say you grew up poor, you grew up in a poor family, and your family's suffering because they don't have any money, and their
Right.
goal in making more money is to make sure that their family doesn't suffer. Is that
Mhm.
still based in materialism? Because the intentions behind
No.
it is good and righteous.
We all are here when we are living in this world. We can't give up the material world, right?
Mm,
However spiritual we are. Now, I'm a very spiritual person, but I have to pay my bill, right? So we need the money, correct? We can't run away from that till we have this body. We have the needs of this body. We need food, water, house, clothes, everything. So it's not about being totally away from the material world, but it is about balancing the spiritual and the material world.
mm,
How we do that? By knowing that, see, like you said, if they need that money for their family, they want to give their family a good life. Fair enough. Everyone should do that. We all are doing that. We take that money, but we are earning it from a right perspective. But when I come to the point that I will do anything to get the riches,
mm,
I will sell my soul, I will compromise on you know, any parameter, then I go the wrong path. Because my intention is not just to earn money. I want to earn big money. I want to get more than what I need. And my path is not right. I'm ready to compromise on my soul values. So then the path becomes wrong. If I'm working hard, I'm doing the right thing and I'm earning money, of course you can. Remember, the universe will always take care of you. The biggest problem is people don't have faith, right? Though they go to church or they go to temples or they pray to whoever they believe in. But end of the day, it's just mechanics because the faith is missing. They don't believe really that God or Jesus or whoever, the Ganesha or Vishnu, whoever you pray to, Allah, is really protecting me, is really will provide for me. They think, no, I have to do it. So I have to compromise with, and I have to allow these people to take advantage of me because they are the big bosses and I have to succumb to them. No, you don't have to. The big boss is sitting on top. He's the one you have to pay attention to. He's the one you have to please. So you have to do your actions to please him, not anybody else. There are two people you are answerable to, nobody else.
Mm.
So do the thing that will make him happy, not the people around.
How do you
Right?
separate that your beliefs about the material world and make them more aligned with your beliefs with your faith? Because sometimes people are so or believe that they're so down and out that they don't think that God or higher power or whomever they believe in is going to come help them, is going to pull them away from it. So how do you separate yourself from maybe I shouldn't be doing that and I should live more in faith? But like you said earlier, we have bills, we have physical needs.
Yes, yes. I've seen that a lot. I have dealt with almost 5 to 6 suicide cases where they have attempted suicide and become. And so then the worst, lowest anybody can hit where you feel your life. And I want them out of that. Why do they go in that situation? Is because they are disappointed in the people around you. They are disappointed in the situations around you. But in all the situations, if you see, in all the cases, I see that somewhere they have forgotten that they have a God. They can have faith in or they can trust or they can. Because they can't trust anyone around them because they have been backstabbed by everyone around them. Uh, they connect their faith or they put their faith and trust in the people around them rather than God himself. So when the people betray them or the people backstab them, it breaks them so much that they forget that there's God whom they should hold on to. You know, I've seen a lot of challenges in my life. I've had a very, very rough life. It's like a movie. So, but in all this, I have always held on to my faith in God that, okay, even if this challenge is coming in my life, you're trying to teach me something in this. So we need to remember that life is not happening to us, it is happening for us. Everything is happening to teach me a lesson, to help me break my old patterns, bad habits, coping mechanisms, and teach me some higher spiritual lesson. Make me a better person, make me more wise. So when we open down, I always say that our problems come when any problem comes, it's like a gift that has been gift wrapped in a very dirty paper. So we see the dirty paper and we throw it. But actually, if we unpack it, there would be a very beautiful lesson inside. So get into the root of your problem, get into the bottom of your situation. You will find some very good lesson or some very good wisdom that you will gain out of it. And which will make you stronger and help you grow.
Mm. Interesting.
Right?
So, as we start trying to unravel this gift, right? How do people do that? Do people do that through like meditation and prayer? Do you go deep inside? Do you just beg for forgiveness? How does this work?
Actually, it's a combination of everything. Sometimes you have to meditate on your problem. When you can't get any answers outside, then you have to meditate on your problem so the answers can come from inside. The best answers come to me when I'm meditating. So if I'm agitated about something, I just sleep on it. Usually, either you can see it in your dream or in the alpha state when you are just before sleep or when you wake up. You will get the answer there, or you will get it in your meditation if you meditate. Sometimes there are certain problems you have to sit with a book and, just ask questions. Why this is happening? Okay, this happened, then why this happened, then why this happened? What did I learn here? What was this person trying to prove to me? What mistake I made? What I could do better? So sometimes you have to journal it. That also is a good option. Sometimes you can brainstorm it with a friend, who's on a similar
Mm,
level than you. So you brainstorm why this happened. Go deeper. You have to peel off layers. It's like an onion.
mm,
Keep peeling layers. So then you can get into the depth of it. And there is where you will find your answer.
mm,
Another thing I have seen is that it's a certain situation or problem. Today you may heal it. Maybe you dive deeper and you find it. But after a few months or years, it may come back again in a different shape or form. Then you have to go the next level. You have to, every time the problem comes, it takes you to a more deeper level of the same issue. And you learn a new aspect, like a new side of the story, which you didn't see earlier. So as you grow, your problems will grow, they'll become bigger, but your wisdom will also grow.
mm.
Just like in school, we move up to the higher classes, our syllabus becomes more difficult, our exams become more difficult. Similarly, on the spiritual part.
Wow, I love that actually because a lot of times people think that we go through these trials and tribulations and you make it through to the other side, but then when it comes up, they feel as if they relapsed, and that's not
Mm,
particularly the case. But we've been
never.
talking about spirituality and karma and dharma from an individual perspective. But what about a society and global perspective? What
Yeah.
is the karma and dharma as it relates to the world and society as a whole?
We are seeing a very vast differentiation happening between the good and bad in society and countries, at the moment. And we are seeing so many wars also in our world, which is like speaking of the differentiation. Like it is like taking everyone who was sitting, sleeping, or in the neutral state. You can't be neutral anymore. You have to take the side. Either you side with dharma or you side with evil. It's adharma, it's up to you. But everyone is being pushed to take a side, I feel, in the world. And we may not go there and fight those wars, but as an individual, as a small person in this vast, world, we can always raise our voice to say what is the right thing. We can say, no, this is wrong, or we can at least show our dissent towards what is the wrong that is happening in society, or challenge it, question it, and stand up against it, and stand up for what is right. Support people who are doing the right thing, you know, ally together with them. Because now we are reaching a point which is a very strong tipping point, I feel, in the world where the good people, it's no longer sufficient to be good. You have to now stand up for the good you are representing. So I always feel that evil can become strong only because good people are complacent. They are so self-absorbed in their own lives and they are too content in everything. But that's not sufficient anymore. It has now become a big fight between the good and the evil. And good people have to pick up the, weapons and pick up the fight. You can't just remain complacent or take a backseat. So we are in that condition at this time.
Wow, wonderfully said. I agree with you. I think that we're at a time where you can't just sit back and hide away anymore. We have to get out
Yes,
and speak up and actually push for change and reform in the
yes,
world.
yes, yes. And you have a big responsibility if you're running a channel.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, Smitha, we only have a few minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to leave with the audience before we
Sure.
go?
I would just tell everyone is that focus on yourselves. Remember that everything is between you and the universe. Everybody else, whether it's me or you, giving good things to people, we are just a medium. Or anybody bringing back to us, they are also just a medium. because the universe wants to trouble us, someone will come to trouble us, right? And so, end of the day, everyone is a medium. It's only between you and the universe. So know that. So then, when we know, understand that, then we don't feel the need to blame anyone for the bad in our life, and we don't feel obligated to people who are doing good for us. And then we overcompensate. So we won't do that. Another thing is that remember, God is always, always protecting you, whether you call it whatever name you may call, or you may call the universe. They are always protecting you. They are a divine parent. So they will always take care of us. They will always protect us. They will always provide for the needs that we have, not our desires and unnecessary things, but our needs will always be taken care of. So if we don't have to compromise on our values or morals to get our basic needs met. You will be provided. Have that faith. Call out to Him. He will be there for you. Right?
Oh, that's wonderful. I 100% agree with that. I actually had something happen recently, and I was just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna need some help in this particular area." And sure enough, God, or universe, or whatever label you want to put on it, definitely
Yeah.
showed up and helped me out.
I've seen so many miracles in my life, Dexter. You wouldn't believe it. All through my life, I've seen the worst situations. 20 years ago, I was on the street with nothing, and I'm here now. So the universe has supported me throughout my journey. It has brought me up, protected me. It was not as good. It's not easy for a woman to live alone.
Mm.
So the universe has protected, has provided always much more than what I needed, always. But I have always chosen the difficult path, as you say. So
Yeah, the path less traveled, right? Thank you so much for coming on, and I want to thank everybody for tuning into
thank
this
you so
episode of
much.
Onion Soup. Enjoy the rest of your day. Blessings. Bye.
Thank you.